Danny here. Welcome back to my channel. I am joined today by three of the most awesome ladies that I know. Omi, my wife. We go way back. If you've been following my channel, you've seen her in some of my videos previously. I also am joined by Jasmine from Brooklyn, New York. What's up, Jasmine? And then we also have Brittany joining us from Las Vegas. Hello, Brittany. So today, this video is going to be about the MCU. We're doing a little bit of a retrospective. We're going back all the way to 2008. Phase 1, where it all began with Tony Stark and Iron Man. So want to get your thoughts on this, right? Omi, you're married to a big old fanboy. So just kind of want to see what your thoughts on it. I'll probably be as surprised as anyone else to hear what she has to say. Jasmine has been reading comics for a very, very long time and has been appreciating the movie since day one when they've come out. And then Brittany, in the last couple of years, has gotten into the MCU. She actually went back and did a marathon and watched through a bunch of movies to be able to catch up. So it's going to be a good insight and three different perspectives that'll be really interesting to hear.
I believe I have. The only one is Thor, which we have yet to see. It just came out. Right?
Yeah, Love and Thunder. Yep.
So I have yet to see that. I'm looking forward to it, but I have seen all of them.
Absolutely, numerous times, except for, like you said, Love and Thunder, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
All right, and you've seen the shows and everything.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and yeah, I know you've seen the shows. I make her watch. And Brittany, how about you?
I think I've seen them all. I have seen Love and Thunder. I went Friday.
Oh, look at that! You're ahead of all of us.
I think the only one I've not seen, I don't know if this counts, is the animated Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I've not seen.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that one. But it's technically not part of the MCU, but it's still Spider-Man. So
yeah, I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know how that fits in, but otherwise, yeah, I've seen them all. So I had heard of Spider-Man. I was most familiar with him from the one that with Kirsten Dunst. So I was familiar with that. And then I have a really good friend who was obsessed with Iron Man. So I'd heard of him, but had no idea what he was, what it was, what really Marvel was, who Iron Man was, what he did. So very little knowledge.
So, I read the comics, so absolutely was familiar with a lot of the Marvel characters. I guess the closest, maybe, because we're not going to talk about X-Men, okay? So I think like Scarlet Witch and Iron Man, but absolutely like Spider-Man.
okay,
Spider-Man was like my dude.
okay, yeah. I think Spider-Man was everyone's dude, at least growing up.
Okay, so.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in hearing, Omi, what yours is. She asked me earlier, "Oh, which one do you think it is?" And I gave her two, and I kind of feel like I was completely wrong. So, what are your two, or what is your favorite MCU character?
Okay, let me start with this, and not because they're female. I have three, so
Okay.
I can't just pick two female, one male. So Peggy Carter, really enjoy her character. And the first time I heard of her, I knew of her was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And she's smart, she's funny, she's very direct, and because she has that sweet and sensitive side, particularly with
Steve.
Skinny
Steve.
Yeah, that's right. So I've always liked their dynamic, and she's just, I can relate to her. Wanda, I love her character because there's this good and bad sort of conflict within her.
Mm-hmm.
And I can also relate with that, growing up as a teen, you're just rebellious, and then all of a sudden, you become like a real adult, and you just have to grow up. That's right. So I understand that conflict. And then Spider-Man, he's goofy, funny, he's smart. He reminds me of you. And,
Of course.
he's a kid at heart. And so I think those three recently, and if it's MCU and not just the movies, Moon Knight
Oh
would be
yeah.
another. So dope. But yeah.
All right.
I agree with you, Moon Knight. Only because I mean, like Oscar Isaac was phenomenal. I'm going to kind of pick people mainly from the now Disney series, but they used to be from the Netflix series. Jessica Jones, she was my girl. I love Kristen Ritter. I love the Hulk because he's like a planet buster. Like his potential, like he has no limit. The angrier he gets, like that's just astounding to me. I don't know. Bruce Banner is just awesome. And then Spider-Man. But I know we're not talking about it, but Miles Morales is my favorite Spider-Man.
Really? Was it because of the movie or through the comics that you were exposed to Miles?
So I read a few of the comics because I just started seeing all of the like Spider-Gwen. I saw Spider-Gwen. I read Spider-Gwen. And I was like, that's dope. She's a ballerina. That's dope. I like it. But you know, she's pink, and I'm like, eh. And then I heard that there was a Puerto Rican and Black Spider-Man from Uptown, and I was like, oh wait, I need to know more. So I caught some of those comics, and then the animated show, even though it's technically not MCU, I mean, you couldn't ask for better animation quality, screenwriting, voice acting. I mean, it was just really well done. But Spider-Man is Peter Parker's. He's that dude.
I would say I like Iron Man. I think just from not seeing any of the movies and seeing that one relatively first, I was just so amazed by him, the movie altogether. He's super, super smart, very smart. He's hilarious. He makes some of like the corniest little jokes. And I just love his vibe. I don't know what it is. I just love his vibe. Since we're going with more than one, obviously I love the Hulk because I relate to that. When I have a problem or a situation, I need to take a minute to Hulk out and have my moment and calm down, and then I'm good. So definitely love the Hulk. And then more recently, with the TV series Hawkeye, I really, really enjoyed the storyline of Hawkeye and getting to know more about him and his character. So
I agree with you. I love Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is great. Jeremy Renner has played the character really good, and I think what I really liked about the Hawkeye show is that you got to see a little bit of his personality come through. Also, how awesome he was. He was like they really showed that secret agent side of him, where you know he could pretty much use anything as a weapon. I thought that was pretty awesome. So if I have to say what my favorite superhero is, which I will, I am going to go with Spider-Man. I grew up as a kid. It was the first comic book I ever read. I actually learned how to read in English, reading comic books. So I've always had that sort of personal connection with Spider-Man. And I was a dorky little kid growing up. Actually, in the MCU, as far as the character that I really love the way he's been portrayed, and I love all of his movies. I feel like he had the best MCU trilogy of films is Captain America. I think Captain America, for me personally, stole the spotlight in the MCU. Every single one of his movies connected so well with one another, and just really understanding who Steve Rogers was as a person really made his character believable. I mean, we're talking about a dude dressed up in an American flag, and they made it work. They really made it work. So to me, Steve Rogers, Cap in the MCU I think he's the highlight for me.
that is a very tough question, Danny. Extremely tough. I'm gonna say the most recent Doctor Strange. I was just so captivated by that entire movie. I was like on the edge of my seat, like in the theater, like yelling and excited, and was just like couldn't believe the things that were happening and things I was seeing. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Now let me follow up with this question. When they made Wanda the Scarlet Witch, the main villain of the movie. Did that surprise you? Did you hate it or did you like it?
I liked it because it was so creepy, and that's probably why I liked the movie, because I like creepy movies and scary movies. I liked the dark side to it. I thought it was so different. It was like the dark side coming into Marvel, and same thing like Morbius. I know that's not part of this. Like, I love Morbius, like same thing, just that dark side.
My favorite movie was Spider-Man No Way Home, only because the internet and the film, we had the memes, we had the Spider-Man memes. Just seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come in, Tobey Maguire being our childhood Spider-Man, seeing them come in, so much redemption for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Tom Holland is just so incredible as Spider-Man, and just having a movie with all three of them. Willem Dafoe, quintessential, like the biggest bad guy for Spider-Man, and it's played by Willem Dafoe and it's done so well. Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, like, I mean, just powerhouse. We're not going to talk so much about Jamie Foxx because he wasn't that good. But overall, the movie was just really, really good. And then it ended with just like a punch in the face reality that now he's all alone and like forgotten and is just going to do his Spider-Man thing. I mean, it's just really solid, sad, break your heart stuff.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good way to end the trilogy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. Only favorite MCU movie?
I can't choose one, just two. Right? Same level. I'm sorry. There's so many.
You're having commitment issues.
I am, but that's all right. Okay, Black Widow, and not because of the actress, because of Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, the latest movie, the Black Widow movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The buildup of the character profile scenes, sort of like, the storyline, where she comes from, where like all of the character itself, I love, not the actress. And I feel like a lot of people go for Scarlett, but I'm all about the character development, how her developing the the way she fights, the way, just everything about the character itself that excited me. Second one, Guardians of the Galaxy. It was fun. All the characters were funny, and the actors who played them just top notch. Chris Pratt is amazing in his role, and it's cool to see more of group settings other than just the Avengers and just opening up that comic book world stories. I love that. So Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, which I think with Guardians of the Galaxy, the great thing is that they introduced them during Phase 2 at the exact right time, because prior to that in Avengers, we saw in the after credit scene a glimpse of Thanos. And they had to introduce the cosmic universe of the MCU, and they did that through the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think James Gunn as a director was great. I think he nailed it with the music. Like, the music was part of the narrative. It wasn't just the score. It was like the music itself told the story. And I mean, we actually have the soundtrack because it's that great. And it really told a story about Peter Quill and his relationship with his mother, but also this new family that he was, developing, which was awesome. It's sad that the second movie didn't live up to the first one. It wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad, but I think the first Guardians was great. I think everyone loved that first movie.